COSATU has welcomed the Transport Minister's call on SANRAL to halt all work on toll roads, and a 10-year-old Gauteng child has been paralyzed after receiving the oral poliovirus vaccine. Ambusise wa Khatebo with the latest news update. COSATU has welcomed Transport Minister Sbu Ndebele's call on the South African National Roads Agency Limited, SANRAL, to halt all work on toll roads. The ministry said the move is aimed at creating time for consultations with communities that will be affected by the construction of tolls. The construction of tolls around the N1 in Gauteng has caused an uproar, with the various bodies threatening strikes over the issue. COSATU Secretary General Zwelinzima Vavi.
If the minister was going to force a introduction of the e-toll gates in Gauteng, we were going to lodge an application in the High Court and say that this is pure discrimination. We were quite encouraged to hear the Mayor of Cape Town putting her foot down, saying that this is going to be very costly.
Analysts say Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan is running out of safe fiscal options that would not threaten the country's credit rating. This as he faces a dilemma of slower growth and sluggish revenue. The medium-term budget policy statement, his outline of fiscal policy plans for the next 3 years, will be a test of just how committed President Jacob Zuma's administration is to a prudent fiscal path embraced by the previous government. South Africa recorded a budget surplus for 2 years prior to the 2008 recession. Economist at Macquarie First South Africa, Nazmira Muller, says there has been enough agreement and understanding at cabinet level that there were fiscal constraints that need to be dealt with. ANC Youth League President Julius Malema is drumming up support for the planned Youth League marches for Thursday and Friday. He spent this past weekend across Gauteng appealing for support for what he terms the organization's economic freedom. The Youth League plans to march from Beyers Naudé Square to the Chamber of Mines, the JSE and the Union Buildings. Abongile Tumako reports.
Malema told his supporters that if anyone wants to imprison him for asking what rightfully belongs to them, he is ready to go to jail. He continued with his mission over the weekend, and he told hundreds of Bandubonge residents in Ferrienachang not to leave the mineral-rich land they occupy should anyone want them to move. On the other hand, he told supporters in Diepsloot he would not respond to criminal charges laid against him by AfriForum. Freedom Front Plus leader Peter Mulder says Malema's actions are just selfish. Unfortunately, Mulder says the society does not see the broader picture, which will not help South Africa economically. Abongile Tumako, SABC News, Johannesburg.
And lastly, a 10-year-old Gauteng child has been paralyzed after receiving the oral poliovirus vaccine. This case has been identified as a rare and severe case of polio by the National Institute for Communicable Disease. Health Department spokesperson Fidel Khatebe says they will make sure that this child received proper care. He says for now there is no need for parents to panic, as this has occurred only 23 times globally.
I must state that this is a very, very rare case. I mean, it's one of the 23 such cases, the world over. We understand that there were also some serious problems with the infant. It's a matter that doctors and specialists are attending to. Parents should not really start feeling otherwise about the need to have their children vaccinated for polio.
Catch the latest news anytime here on Newsbreak, Option 1.